Hello and welcome to today's edition of URP Practical Talk. As always, I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and today we have a very familiar face on this show, Dr. Vishnu Bandhu. How are you
Hi,
doing?
George. Thanks. I'm
Great.
fine, thank you.
Great. So, of course, we're fresh off the heels of local government elections, second one in literally 3 decades, or first one
Yeah,
consecutively, but it's for the URP, this is the first one.
yeah.
First one that you're ever running in.
Yes, this is the first.
Yeah. So, how do you feel? How do you feel?
Well, I feel good and I feel not too good too.
Mm.
Both of it. Um, because what had transpired with the GCOM, where I am totally dissatisfied with what took place in the election, especially the region where I am from, Region 3. I can talk most about that region and similar experience people have in other regions in Guyana.
So,
You know, and when I talk about GCOM, it's to me it's a joke in this country. GCOM become like a joke to me, right? Because they haven't been doing the job what they're supposed to do, collecting billions of dollars from taxpayers' money and the people of Guyana, right? And are not doing the job what they're supposed to really do. Right? And let me start from the beginning.
okay.
Let me start from nomination day, the 21st of October,
Mm.
when we had to send in our list. They said that the law is that they will open all the polling stations and you have to get a number to go and present your nomination, papers. We went several places. Well, the PPP and the APNU, and so they know the rules very well more than us because we were never called to a meeting up to today in these regions by GCOM. Never yet called, right? I had asked to have a meeting with Mr. Lowenfield, the CEO, 3 months prior to this election. I took in the letter myself. He didn't even had the courtesy to reply and say, yes, we received your letter. 1 month after that, seemed that I haven't got any reply. I decided to write the chairman of GCOM. Taking the letter into his secretary myself. He did the same thing, never even replied that I acknowledged the letter as a political party leader. I run into Mr. Lowenfield a few days before the election. And I told him, I said, I sent you a letter. You never even had the courtesy to reply me that you acknowledged the letter and you received the letter. He said, I sent a letter. He has replied to me that he sent a letter for a meeting. The day when they was in putting in the envelope to send to the military and police and so. So I sent two of my representatives. 10 o'clock, they said that day. When the representative them go, 10 o'clock, the APNU get a letter also, and their representative went the same time to, for the 10 o'clock meeting. Mr. Lowenfield wasn't there. And the day before they start to envelope, setting up this envelope for the military and police, and the only representative was there, and who know about it was the PPP, was there. And that thing, taking that, the prior day, they start counting. They said day when our people went to the meeting, they're counting, and the following day, they will have to count again. So my people who I sent there call me and tell me what happened. I said it doesn't make sense to sit down there, you know. So when I faced Mr. Lowenfield, he said that he sent a letter for us to have a meeting with him. He said you sent a letter to have a meeting with me, and I sent two representatives. Then he will say to me that, well, I was out. I had to go out and do something. He was not there, you know. And then I started explaining to him what and what going on. And his reply to me that he has to investigate himself.
And I'm sorry, just for
Right?
clarification's sake, I wanted to
Yeah.
know. Now, this is how many days before the election did this conversation happen?
But a week.
So,
Yeah.
week, just days
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
all the ballots should have been
Yeah.
set, and
Yeah.
you hadn't even had this
Right.
meeting with you.
So we never had no meeting.
Okay.
Now, places that we go, because we doesn't know what the first time we go into local government, it's a new experience for us. We don't know how these guys go because the law said that if you present your 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 um your candidates first, and they are in somebody else's list, then they automatically they come out of your list because you're the second person or third person. So the PPP and the app they know the game very well because they are 50 odd years in the system.
Yeah.
They make up the system. Anyway, let me talk about Linden for a matter of fact. Linden, they said that the thing will open there 5 o'clock in the morning, all over the country, 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Most of the place we run in as number 3 person at political parties, right? To hand in our list. That's the number we get.
Yeah.
In Linden, our guy up there, Mr. Ian Hall, he was there from 4 o'clock in the morning. And he waited there right through till 8 o'clock. Nobody's there. When they come in 8 o'clock, he went and he asked them, but and they give him his number. I think it's number 4. They give him. When they give him his number, he said, "How come you give me this number? I'm here first, and I'm the only one here." They said 12 o'clock in the night, they give out the APNU, the PPP, and the AFC numbers. 12 o'clock in the night. So tell me, what kind of GCOM we really have here? Are we working with the law? Or are we working with favoritism?
And you've
What?
made GCOM aware of these incidents
Huh?
that you're
Yes,
speaking
we are
of.
talking about it all the time.
Then
And if
it's nothing.
they don't care. This government doesn't care what you say. So the only thing I come to realize that the APNU and the PPP control GCOM. GCOM is supposed to be an independent group, not taking any political party side. But that's not so. Many of the GCOM is either, if they're not the RO, is either the PPP person or a APNU person, right? So they are working in the favor of these people. Now, for instance, look at this. This is agents. This here is agents we sent in, right? This is
So those are your polling agents, your counting agents.
polling
for poll
to
stations.
count,
Yes.
right? This sheet here we sent into each one of the places that we contest, NDC and township, with the amount of people who we put up here, right? When we go there, they said that we will get a letter of acceptance from the GCOM, from that area. If it's that polling station, every polling station have their own RO.
Yeah.
We'll get a letter from it. Then following the letter, we will get an ID card like this for the agent. This is the ID card, what we get for the agent. And if you can see clearly what it marked polling assistant counting agent at the top.
Yeah, that's signed
Right?
and stamped on
And
the
it's
back
signed and stamped and everything at the back by them. Right? Now, it means that the polling agent will also remain there and do the counting of the ballot. So they have a long day from morning 6 till about 9, 10 in the night and so forth. Many places, when they're for counting and so forth, one or two of our people they went out to bathroom and so, and they get locked out. They can't go in back to count.
Wow. Locked
Right?
them out of
out of the place. They
Wow.
can't. They didn't open the door for them to come in back. Right? Places the arrow, they're telling the people that you all can go home. The political party got to send other people to count the ballot. Right? I insisting on them to go home. Right? Now in Varjanujan area, we had a lady there, um, a black person who was one of our agents. She forcefully tell them, no, I am not moving from here. Right? I am not moving from here. I am here to see the counting also. And that's how she had to insist for her. Many of them was put out of the polling station for the counting of the ballot, right? And as you can see that, we even have a picture showing you that in Wharton Hall, at the nursery school in Etiquebo, Dominic, if you can if you can look at it, the picture. They said if the line, the X or anything touches the line, that is a spoiled vote. Now this vote, as you see there,
It doesn't even have an X.
right? No, it doesn't have. It just have a line,
Yeah,
not
it's
an
just
X.
a line,
right?
like a little check.
And what they did, they checked that vote there as you see it there against the cup. They check it as a valid vote in Wharton Hall. Our representative object to it, and they said they will make a note of the URP objection, and that was it. But they counted as a PPP vote.
And so,
Right?
from my understanding, this is when they've already collected all the votes. That this is the actual at the spot counting.
Yes, at the
and
spot
that-
counting, right. This
oh,
is when they close 6 o'clock. After that, they do counting.
And so,
And-
even though this
right?
is a discrepancy
Right.
that one of the URP's
Yeah.
like representatives are seeing,
Yeah.
they're just going to take a
They,
note.
they,
in that.
yeah, they let it pass. They can do whatever they feel like doing. Now, many places, this card here, what they sent to us, when we get these cards, only one place on Region 3 give us this card 2 days actually before. It's Wales. All the rest of places give us the same day, probably in the afternoon, most of these card things. Best client program where I am from, when they give us this card? But 8 o'clock in the night. Now you telling
on
me
voting day
after
after.
no the prior day to
Oh,
voting,
but
that next
still.
morning, how would we be able? All night we had to go and wake people and give them these cards to go out and vote, to go out to the polling station next morning. So deliberately they have done this kind of job on us, right? Now on the voting form, they have what you call PR. The top half is PR, and the bottom half is the first past the post. That when you contesting the constituency in the area. When you go to the polling agent, to do your voting, they give you the voting thing, and they said, look, you have to vote top and bottom. You must vote top and bottom, right? Now, how would you tell the people to vote top and bottom if a political party that we fight first past the post, you compelling the people that they have to vote at the bottom too, where we didn't contest? It means you're telling them technically to vote for the PPP or vote for the APNU. That's what you're really telling them. GCOM not supposed to tell people that. They should have tell people you have to vote for who you want to vote for. Look at the symbol and vote for them. That's what they should have tell them. But technically, they are telling you to vote for the PPP and PNC. That's what GCOM did. Right? Most of the polling stations, actually all, and when our people questioned them, they said that is what instruction they get from the headquarters to tell people that they must vote at the bottom also. Right? Now, you're URP supporter. People are ignorant. They're not they're not educated in local government here. 90% and more people in Guyana doesn't understand local government election.
You feel that might be kind of the
Yeah,
reason why there was such a
right?
low overall turnout?
Yeah. So that is why you see that people doesn't are not educated. So as they tell you got to vote two places, they mark the X or the PPP or the APN, right? And that's what has happened on this election. It was not free and fair. And it will never be free and fair on the GCOM as long you have Guyanese people are heading GCOM. It cannot be free and fair.
So you feel like we should
Right?
change the Carter formula for
Of course. Of course. It's either you get outsider who are not affiliated to the party and not Guyanese, not Indian, not black, right? Get outsider people who are not, taking side with anyone to head GCOM, right? And GCOM should have proper training. Because if you go to all the different area and polling station, what GCOM spend billions of dollars behind, every one of them tell you different stories. They are telling you different stories. Many places they go, you don't have even ID, and they swear you in to vote. It happened plenty places in Georgetown. It also happened on the Essequibo coast. I'll give you a next instance what happened. On the Essequibo coast, our representative, father, he took him to vote, but he can't see properly to vote. So you had to get somebody to vote for them. They insist, when the guy took the father, that he can't vote for them, for the father. A GCOM member has to vote for the father, and he cannot see what they vote. And he had to make a stink. And then the RO decide to let him go and vote for his father.
And so GCOM doesn't have like a system in place for like persons with disabilities like this to still be able to vote? Because I mean, to my understanding, I've even heard of a similar case in Berbice, a woman in a wheelchair wasn't able to vote because the place wasn't wheelchair accessible.
Yeah, it's not accessible.
Yeah.
So they can't get her to vote. See? So all this nonsense that has been going on, how long we have this GCOM? They run this thing like a cowboy place, like the Western movie you're seeing. They're running the system like that. Right? It is not free. It is not fair. Right? Some polling station people are very nice. Some of them they're telling you that when the agent going with this, they're telling you that you got to get a letter to accompany it. Right? Now, why would you get a letter to accompany something where the RO already give you unsigned? Why do you want a letter? So many of our agents had to turn back and go home, right? Because when we found out that we sent in this list, we was told that they will reply to us, and the reply was that they will reply and say that they accept all these polling agents. But they never give us a letter. So how in God's name we can give the agent a copy of any letter to go with this? Right? So the GCOM doesn't seem to even know, many of them doesn't seem to know what they're doing.
And I would also say this, sorry to cut you right there, but I'm also a little bit concerned because of the style of it. It just looks like it was just taken from a plain manila folder, like you can see the logo on there. So I mean, you would hope that for something official like this, it would look more official.
Well, this is Guyana you're in. This is Guyana you're in. So these are all the nonsense that has been going on in this voting process. And why PPP got most of the vote is because they go and they keep on fishing people with their buses, with cars, and all kind of thing, fishing people and paying off people. You know what they did? They paid people, right? Like you live in the street, there's a man hold on to $5,000 or $10,000. Try to organize all these people and get them to go and vote for us. And that's what they did. You're seeing literally that where the PPP people paying people. You know, of course they got a lot of money because they got a lot of money from the last administration. You know, they got a lot of money piled up. The same thing with this government; they have a lot of money piled up too. You know, so they can afford to do that. But people fail to understand one thing: that this $5,000, 10,000, or whatever they give you, you sell yourself for that for one day until the next 3 years. Nothing will happen in your community. And I'll tell you this, all over this country where the PPP won, God help them, this government will not pour in money into those areas. I am telling you right now, this government will not pour in money into those areas. And the PPP keep on lying to people over and over, and people are so accustomed in lying. Like the only lie you got to get to them for them to support you. They don't understand what is truth. They understand what is false all the time. For instance, let us take Wales and Canal 2. You know they're going to tell the people forget to vote to them. We're going to open back the sugar estate. How in God's name you can open sugar estate when you're not in government?
And for local
Yeah.
government at that.
And local government, they're carrying those kind of things because people are so ignorant. They're so stupid. It's unbelievable to know that our people are so stupid to buy those kind of things.
Yeah.
You know. But I agree with them. They file and are no confident against the election, the government. You know, because of the low turnout in the country, I think them file no confident that I think the law is that if you get 35% and under, you can call for no confidence because people haven't got faith into the government for a new election. Right? And I agree with them to file that motion because the same thing happened when Ramutar was running. People had no confidence in him and he had to recall a new election. So Guyana indeed need a new election right now. Right now we need a new election. I will support them for that in that call for a new election in Guyana. No. Look at West Coast. We had less than 25% of the people went out and vote in the West Damara. And you wouldn't have that even if the PVP did not get the people to go and start to drag people out and pay people to come out. Because people are so fed up in the system. They are fed up in the system. But they didn't understand. They're not thinking so clearly that, hey, you had a new choice now. You had a URP now. You had a next third force. Why didn't you go and support the third force before you sit down home? If you sit down home, it means you're satisfied with what's happening in your community. And this election wasn't about me, Vishnu Bandhu, or political leader. This is about you and your community. But people are not educated enough to understand that, what is happening. So I agree with taking them to court or no confidence because Guyana needs a new election. This government putting us to shame. We are not going anywhere. The same thing what PPP has done in the past, them just doing the same thing. They're not doing anything different. So we need a new election in Guyana. And I will support the call for new elections. Because people are dissatisfied. Less than 35% of the people who go there and vote, it shows you that clearly. People do not have confidence in this administration, even in the past administration. They do not have confidence in it because what they have done. in the past. So this is where we are finding ourselves in a serious situation in Guyana. You know, people have to learn to open their eyes. The people that we are hoping for them make the difference for the younger generation. But you know what? Younger generation in Guyana seems to complain all the time. All what they can do is complaining that they are not getting this, they are not getting that, they are not getting job, they are not. But ask them, what are they doing to make a difference in this country? Only complaining? Huh? Only complaining, you, the young people, complain. You're sleeping at home. You have an opportunity to put your vote to make a difference, and you there in your bed sleeping. Hmm? How would we get a difference in Guyana? How would we get a difference in Guyana? You know, that is why. I even had to tell someone the other day. Maybe Granger them is right, hiring the old people because you young people don't want to do anything. You know, it's showing clearly you do not want to do anything. You don't want to get involved in nothing, but you keep on complaining, complaining. You know. So how would we move forward in this country? Eh? People are so disappointed, so much disappointed. The vote that goes out there is the traditional vote, what the PPP have and the PNC have, and those who vote also, who think about straight here and Corley here, not about the system, not about policy. They vote because of race, whoever vote out there. Very few of them might go and put their vote without thinking about race. But it all come boil down to race. And the APNO and the PPP know how to play the race game. So they're playing the race game very well. But we got tremendous experience from this local government election. You know. So, George, it's a very sad situation in Guyana. What's happening? But we are here to still fight. We are here to work for the people. And if the people are blind, well, God help them. If they can't think and they can't move away from this race system, then I'm really sorry for them in Guyana. We ain't going nowhere. And if you don't support a different political movement beside the PPP and PNC, well, friend, God will help you in Guyana. You ain't going nowhere in Guyana, because we'll end up keeping on going on the same way over and over and over. So I'm appealing every time I'm on this TV, I'm appealing to you, the audience out there. Please look at the URP very carefully. We are here to help you. And if you can't help yourself, then we can't help you. We can't do anything for you. But you do not want to help yourself. Come out. Come out and support us for your own good, for your family good. And let us make a difference in Guyana. And may God bless all of you. And may God put some knowledge into your brain to understand that you have to make a difference in Guyana. If you don't go there and vote, it means you are not a patriot to your country. If you don't go there and vote, you should not complain, because it means that you are satisfied with whatever happening in Guyana. And if you can't see this, then sorry to say that you are blind. I'm sorry. And may God bless all of you.
Well, that's all the time that we have for today. So thank you, Dr. Bandu, for speaking with us.
Thank you, George.
And that it was great that That I know that you had a good, strong showing, and that but unfortunately, it really comes down to energizing the youth and really getting everybody together. So all that means is we just have to keep pushing the message. So thanks for
Yeah.
speaking with us
Okay.
today.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yes,
you.
so that is all the time that we have for today's edition of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and as always, we'd like to encourage you to check out the website, www.urpguyana.com, or you can even go onto the Facebook, URP Guyana. And again, thanks for watching.